This is Alan with the Grilling Network. Welcome. Today on tap, pulled pork. We're cooking on our Camp Chef pellet smoker. Camp Chef has several pellet smokers available in their lineup. This is their SG model. It has a larger cooking chamber, allowing you to cook larger cuts of meat or for feeding those larger crowds. Let's get cooking. Today we're cooking a 8.5 pound pork butt. This is a bone in. Get these from your local butcher or from your grocery store. I got mine from Sam's Club. First, I typically will apply my general all-purpose rub. You want to liberally apply this all over your pork butt, making sure you get all crevices, nooks and nanny. And after we apply this, we will then go ahead, let it sweat for about 5 minutes. That way the rub can do its magic, and then we'll apply a second coat. Now that I've applied my general all-purpose rub, let's go ahead and apply the rub from MeatChurch. This is my absolutely favorite rub. This is their Honey Hog. So liberally apply again all over your pork butt, making sure you hit all cracks and crevices. We have our pellet smoker preheated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. This should go for about 6.5 hours to 7 hours long. Every half hour to an hour in, we'll go ahead and spritz it with apple juice. Around the 4-hour mark, we will then foil it, or wrap it, I'm sorry, with butcher paper. As I mentioned, this is the SG model, which is their larger model. It has plenty of room, as you can see here, on their top shelf. It also has plenty of room on the typical bottom shelf where you'd place meat. We'll see you back in about a half an hour. There are several methods when it comes to looking after meat during the cooking process. One of them is spraying it with a juice, apple juice, for our pork butt. Another method is putting butter on top of it during the cooking process. And here's another way. Depending on where you place your meat inside the cooking chamber of your pellet smoker, if it's on the bottom, it can tend to get hot on the bottom and potentially, burn. So what you want to do is spray the top of the pork butt, flip it over, and then spray it again. Let's do that now. This is elevated on here, so I really don't need to flip it, but this is just so those that want to cook on the bottom have another way of doing it. This also gives you a way of making sure you're hitting all sides with the apple juice. We'll see you back in about an hour. Welcome back. It's been roughly 3.5 hours now. Every half an hour I've been rotating and flipping the pork butt and spraying it with apple juice. Let's take a peek. I'm using bear claws to make it easier to flip. The color is looking amazing. The bark is starting to form. We'll let this go for another half an hour and then we'll go ahead and wrap it. We've been smoking for roughly 4 hours now. It's time to take a quick peek at the pulled pork and go ahead and wrap our meat. That looks absolutely phenomenal. Take a quick look, guys. It's now time to wrap it. There are several ways of wrapping. One is with aluminum foil. The other method is with butcher paper. For this cook, I'm going to wrap my pulled pork with butcher paper. We'll pull off a good piece. Use our bear claws to grab it. Make sure you get a good grip on it so that you don't burn yourself. It's actually quite hot. Place it in the center. We will give it a good spritz of apple juice. And then wrap it. There's nothing to this, guys. No rhyme or reason, just roll it. We'll set it aside. We'll get one more good piece. The idea behind this is to accelerate the cooking. We will cook for another 2 hours. Check it. If it needs to go for additional time, we'll do that then. So we'll see you back in a couple hours. We've been smoking for 2.5 hours now. It's time to pull the pulled pork out. Make sure you're careful because it's going to be quite hot. Just going to take a quick peek at this guy. As I said, it's, pretty hot, it's steaming. Wow, look at that. The next step is to check to see if it's done. One good way is to use your thermal pin or a poker, and if it goes in just like butter without any resistance, then it's done. If not, it needs to be rewrapped and put back into the smoker. That actually goes in pretty easily. It's time to shred this bad boy. Let's go ahead and do that next. I've shredded the pulled pork off camera and made a sandwich. This smells and looks phenomenal. I'm sure it's gonna taste great as well. I have some of my Jack Daniel's Reduction barbecue sauce prepared for this occasion. Let's go ahead and pour some and add to the sandwich. There we go. Now for the taste test. As always, it tastes phenomenal, guys. You definitely have to give it a try. The smoke is not overpowering. It adds a little kiss to the end flavor, or layer flavor to the meal. You guys check out Camp Chef. Make sure you check out MeatChurch. Their rubs are phenomenal. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like and thumbs up the video, and we'll see you on the next one.